You're resting peacefully, perhaps feeling the soft weight of a cozy blanket or the gentle, rhythmic motion of your own breathing. As the world outside begins to hush its busy sounds, a familiar thought might settle gently in your mind, the quiet wonder of learning. Perhaps you've recently tried your hand at a new craft, like knitting a soft scarf, or you've found yourself drawn to the subtle melodies of a new language, patiently sounding out its unfamiliar words. As you engaged with this new skill, you might have felt a quiet shift within your own mind, a subtle sense of something new taking root, something deepening and expanding. Tonight, we'll gently explore a profound and wondrous truth about your magnificent brain, its astonishing ability to constantly reshape itself, to forge new connections, and to quietly grow throughout your entire life. It's a delicate dance of transformation, a silent artistry that allows your inner world to endlessly unfurl, adapting and blossoming with every new experience. We often perceive our brains as fixed, unchanging structures, like a beautifully sculpted, ancient statue, perfectly formed from birth and remaining largely the same throughout our lives. We might believe that learning is simply about filling this static structure with new information, like pouring water into a pre-shaped vessel. But if you allow your thoughts to linger, to softly trace the edges of this everyday certainty, you'll discover that your brain is far more dynamic, far more wondrous than a rigid container. It's a living, breathing, constantly evolving landscape, a gentle, flowing river that perpetually carves new channels, reshapes its banks, and finds new currents in response to every single moment of your existence. This profound capacity for change, this inherent flexibility, is known as neuroplasticity, a beautiful word that whispers of the brain's endless adaptability. Imagine, if you will, a vast, ancient forest. When you first venture into it, the paths might be faint, almost imperceptible, just subtle depressions in the earth where few feet have trod. But as you walk the same path repeatedly, perhaps drawn by a particular soft light or a gentle murmur of a hidden stream, that path gradually becomes clearer, more defined, easier to follow. Your brain works in a remarkably similar, quiet way. Every new experience, every new thought, every new piece of information you encounter creates a subtle, almost invisible connection within its intricate network. As you revisit that experience, as you practice that new skill, those connections are gently strengthened, becoming more efficient, more defined, like a quiet trail gradually transforming into a well-worn path. This continuous reshaping is essential for your very existence and well-being. From the moment you take your first gentle breath, your brain is tirelessly learning, adapting, and responding to the boundless world around you. A newborn's brain is incredibly plastic, forming billions of connections in response to every new sight, sound, and touch, rapidly absorbing the complexities of its environment. But this capacity for change doesn't cease as you grow older. No, it remains with you throughout your entire life, a constant, quiet invitation to learn, to grow, and to transform. It's a profound act of continuous creation, silently shaping your every thought, your every action, and your every perception, ensuring your inner world remains vibrant and responsive. Consider how your brain might make gentle adjustments to master a new skill. Perhaps you're learning to play a delicate musical instrument, patiently pressing keys or plucking strings. Initially, your movements might feel awkward, your fingers clumsy. But with each gentle practice session, each focused repetition, something remarkable happens in your brain. The neural pathways associated with those specific finger movements, the auditory processing of the sounds you create, and the coordination between your hearing and your touch are subtly strengthened. Neurons that fire together gently wire together. Over time, those once faint connections become robust, efficient superhighways, allowing your fingers to glide effortlessly across the instrument and the beautiful melody to flow with seamless grace. This is not just muscle memory, it's brain rewiring in action, a quiet testament to dedicated practice. This constant act of creation, this beautiful dance of neuroplasticity, is not about deliberate effort in every single moment. No, your brain is not maliciously trying to trick you. Rather, it's a supremely efficient and highly adaptive system, tirelessly trying to make the most sense of the world, to predict what's coming next, and to ensure your growth, comfort, and well-being. In its tireless effort to achieve this profound goal, it constantly refines its internal map, strengthening the connections that are useful and gently pruning those that are less so. These subtle adjustments are usually so seamless, so integrated into your experience that you never consciously notice them. They simply become part of the quiet flow of your consciousness, a continuous, harmonious symphony playing out in the background of your awareness. The very speed at which your brain performs these wondrous feats of reshaping is astonishing. In the blink of an eye, in a fleeting moment that seems timeless, it receives countless new pieces of information, processes complex emotions, and initiates intricate physical movements. And then, in that same fleeting moment, it transforms its own physical structure, subtly altering the strength of its connections, building new pathways, ensuring it remains exquisitely adapted to your evolving needs. This effortless processing happens continuously, ceaselessly, even as you quietly rest, ensuring that the moment you gently awaken, your brain is already subtly retuned, ready for new experiences and new learning. It's like a quiet, diligent artist, continuously refining a painting, adding subtle touches, ensuring its beauty is always present, always available for your gentle gaze. A general historical fact that highlights this wondrous process. For centuries, it was believed that the adult brain was largely a fixed structure, with new neurons only forming during early development, and that once damaged, it could not truly recover its function. This view, known as the fixed brain paradigm, prevailed for a long time. However, groundbreaking research in the late 20th and 21st centuries, through patient observation and gentle experimentation, has profoundly overturned this belief, revealing that the brain retains a remarkable capacity for change and adaptation throughout the entire lifespan, a true testament to its enduring flexibility. Here's a lesser-known detail about neuroplasticity's subtle presence. Even simple activities, like closing your eyes and vividly imagining a familiar scene or a loved one's face, can subtly activate and strengthen the neural pathways in your visual cortex, similar to actually seeing them. This profound internal simulation, driven by your imagination, demonstrates how your brain can reshape itself even without direct external sensory input, constantly refining its internal models of the world. It's like a quiet sculptor, whose masterpiece grows not just by carving new stone, but by patiently refining the internal vision before any external work begins. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise molecular and cellular mechanisms by which experience-dependent plasticity occurs in the adult brain. How do specific patterns of neural activity, generated by learning or new experiences, lead to lasting changes in synaptic strength and the formation of new connections? What are the subtle biochemical cascades that translate transient electrical signals into enduring structural changes in the brain? The intricate dance of neurons and genes involved in this continuous act of brain rewiring remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet growth. So, as you continue to relax, allow your mind to gently contemplate this profound truth that your magnificent brain is not a fixed entity, but a brilliant, living landscape, constantly reshaping itself, building new pathways, and growing with every gentle experience. Feel the profound peace that comes from understanding this wondrous, internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly shapes your every moment. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle river perpetually carving new channels, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself for growth, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the most familiar corners of your own being, forever shaping the world you gently experience, and inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding that your magnificent brain is a living, ever-changing landscape, perpetually reshaping itself. As you drift, let's explore the very fabric of this wondrous internal world, focusing on the tiny, intricate components that form the foundation of all thought, feeling, and action. Imagine countless delicate threads, each shimmering with a subtle electrical current, crisscrossing a vast, silent cosmos within your skull, forming an intricate, interconnected web. These are your neurons, the fundamental building blocks of your brain, patiently waiting to form connections, to weave the very tapestry of your experience. Your brain is composed of an astonishing number of these neurons, tiny nerve cells, far more numerous than the stars you can see in the night sky. Each neuron is a miniature marvel, a specialized messenger, designed to receive, process, and transmit electrical and chemical signals. Think of a single neuron not as a rigid wire, but as a graceful, branching tree. It has a central body, like the trunk, from which slender branches, called dendrites, reach out gently to receive signals from neighboring neurons, like delicate leaves collecting morning dew. And from the trunk, a long, slender extension, called an axon, stretches out, like a winding root, to transmit signals to other neurons, sometimes across surprisingly long distances within the brain. The true magic of the brain, however, lies not just in the individual neurons, but in the countless, intricate connections they form with one another. These points of connection are called synapses. Imagine a synapse as a tiny, invisible bridge, a delicate meeting point where the tip of one neuron's axon gently approaches the dendrite of another. It's not a direct physical contact, but a minute gap, a whispering chasm across which messages are subtly passed. When an electrical signal reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of tiny chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters then float gracefully across the synaptic gap, like invisible pollen carried on a gentle breeze, landing on specialized receptors on the receiving neuron's dendrite. If enough of these chemical messengers arrive, they can trigger a new electrical signal in the receiving neuron, allowing the message to continue its silent journey. This continuous flow of electrical and chemical signals across billions of synapses is the very essence of how your brain functions. Every thought you have, every memory you recall, every sensation you feel, every gentle movement you make, is the result of intricate patterns of activity flowing through these vast, interconnected networks of neurons and synapses. It's like a colossal, silent symphony, where countless individual notes, played by tiny specialized instruments, the neurons, combine to create a grand, complex melody your consciousness and experience. The strength and efficiency of these synaptic connections are incredibly important. Some synapses are strong and robust, allowing signals to flow quickly and easily, like a wide, well-worn path through a peaceful forest. Others are weak and tenuous, allowing only faint whispers of signals to pass, like a barely visible deer trail. The remarkable truth of neuroplasticity. This brain rewiring we are exploring lies in the brain's astonishing ability to constantly strengthen existing synapses, weaken others, and even form entirely new ones. This subtle, continuous adjustment of synaptic connections is how your brain adapts, learns, and transforms in response to every new experience. Consider the immense scale of this internal network. Your brain contains an estimated 86 billion neurons, and each neuron can have thousands of synaptic connections. This creates a neural network of staggering complexity, with trillions of potential pathways for information to flow. This intricate web, perpetually in motion, endlessly forming and reforming connections, is the very foundation of your unique identity, your profound thoughts, and your boundless capacity for growth. It's like a vast, living tapestry, continuously being woven and rewoven, each thread a neuron, each knot a synapse, creating an ever-evolving masterpiece. A general historical fact that highlights the quiet revolution in understanding neurons. For centuries, the brain was seen as a homogeneous mass or a collection of tubes. It was only in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, with the pioneering work of scientists like Santiago Ramón y Cajal, often called the father of modern neuroscience, that the individual neuron was definitively identified as the fundamental unit of the brain. His meticulous, patient observations of stained brain tissue revealed the intricate, tree-like beauty of these cells, fundamentally changing our understanding of how the brain works. Here's a lesser-known detail about the subtle communication at synapses beyond just directly exciting or inhibiting a receiving neuron. Some neurotransmitters also act as neuromodulators. Imagine them not just as sending a direct message, but as subtly changing the mood or responsiveness of the receiving neuron, making it more or less likely to fire in response to other signals. This adds an exquisite layer of nuance and flexibility to the brain's communication network, allowing for complex and adaptable responses. It's like a quiet conductor, subtly adjusting the emotional tone of an entire section of the orchestra. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise mechanisms by which synaptic strength is maintained over long periods, a process called long-term potentiation (LTP), which is believed to be the cellular basis for learning and memory. How do the fleeting electrical and chemical signals of a synapse translate into enduring structural changes that can last for years or even a lifetime? The intricate interplay of molecular pathways and genetic expression involved in strengthening these tiny connections remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet growth. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate the silent flow of neurons, those delicate messengers within your brain, and the countless, intricate synapses that connect them. Feel the profound peace that comes from understanding the fundamental building blocks of your own magnificent mind, perpetually forming new connections, weaving the very tapestry of your experience. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of gentle electrical impulses flowing through a vast, intricate network, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain's fundamental units, ceaselessly building and reshaping, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the smallest, most familiar corners of your own being, forever shaping the world you gently experience, and inviting you to dream of all the new connections yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of neurons and their intricate connections, patiently waiting to weave the tapestry of your experience. As you drift, let's explore how these countless tiny messengers, through repeated whispers and delicate dances, begin to forge enduring pathways within your brain, transforming fleeting moments into lasting abilities. Imagine a vast, serene forest, where initially there are no discernible trails, but with each gentle step taken in the same direction, a faint impression forms, which, with continued soft footsteps, gradually deepens into a clear, well-worn path. This is the serene essence of when neural pathways softly blossom, how your brain, through experience and repetition, creates and strengthens the very roots of your thoughts, skills, and perceptions. When you learn something new or engage in a particular activity, it's not just a matter of inputting information into a static brain. Instead, specific groups of neurons become active, firing off electrical signals in unique patterns. Imagine these activated neurons as tiny, shimmering lights flickering on in our vast cosmic network within your skull. As these neurons fire, they send their messages across the synaptic gaps to their neighboring neurons. If the same pattern of activity occurs repeatedly, if those same lights flicker on in the same sequence, over and over again, something truly remarkable and subtle begins to happen at the synapses. Those delicate bridges between neurons. This phenomenon is known as synaptic plasticity, a beautiful term that whispers of the synapse's astonishing ability to change and adapt. When two neurons communicate repeatedly, the connection between them, the synapse, becomes subtly stronger and more efficient. Think of it like a gentle handshake between two old friends. The more often they greet each other, the more familiar and fluid their interaction becomes. On a microscopic level, this strengthening can involve several quiet changes. The sending neuron might release more neurotransmitters. The receiving neuron might develop more receptors to catch those chemical whispers, or the synapse itself might even physically enlarge, creating a more robust bridge for future communication. This strengthening of synaptic connections is the fundamental basis of learning and memory. Every new piece of knowledge you acquire, every skill you master, every memory you form, is encoded in these strengthened pathways. When you first attempt a new task, like knitting a delicate pattern or speaking a word in a new language, the neural pathway is weak, tentative, like that barely visible deer trail in the forest. Your thoughts and actions might feel hesitant, requiring conscious effort and concentration. But as you gently practice, as you repeat the movements or sound the words again and again, those specific neurons fire together more frequently, and their synaptic connections quietly strengthen. Over time, those once tentative pathways transform. They become clear, efficient highways, allowing information to flow rapidly and smoothly. The skill becomes more automatic, more effortless, requiring less conscious thought. Imagine your fingers gliding effortlessly across a musical instrument, or new words flowing smoothly from your tongue in a foreign language. This fluid execution is not just muscle memory, It's the profound result of your brain having meticulously rewired itself, solidifying those specific neural pathways through patient repetition. It's like a peaceful river, whose continuous flow gradually deepens and widens its channels, making its journey more effortless and profound. This continuous process of neural pathway blossoming is not limited to childhood or adolescence. No, your brain retains its remarkable capacity for neuroplasticity throughout your entire lifespan. Every new experience, every new challenge, every new piece of information you encounter continues to subtly shape and reshape your brain's intricate network. Whether you are learning a new hobby in your later years, adapting to a new environment, or even subtly changing a long-held perspective, your brain is continuously forming and refining these neural pathways, a testament to its boundless capacity for growth and transformation. It's a profound act of continuous creation, silently shaping your every thought, your every action, and your every perception, ensuring your inner world remains vibrant and responsive, always learning, always adapting. A general historical fact that highlights this wondrous process. For many centuries, it was believed that the adult brain was a largely fixed structure, and that significant new learning and the formation of new neural connections ceased after a certain age. The modern understanding of lifelong neuroplasticity, which began to gain widespread acceptance in the late 20th century, has profoundly revolutionized fields ranging from education to rehabilitation, revealing the brain's enduring capacity for change. This shift in understanding has opened new doors to therapies and learning strategies, offering profound hope for continuous growth. Here's a lesser-known detail about neural pathways and their efficiency. When a neural pathway is strengthened through repeated use, it can also become more myelinated. Myelin is a fatty, insulating sheath that wraps around axons, much like insulation around an electrical wire. Myelination increases the speed and efficiency of electrical signal transmission along the axon, allowing messages to travel much faster and with less energy expenditure. This subtle internal wiring upgrade is a quiet, continuous process, further enhancing the fluidity and automaticity of your learned skills and ingrained habits. It's like a diligent gardener not just making a path clearer, but also paving it with a perfectly smooth, efficient surface. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise mechanisms of synaptic pruning, a seemingly opposite process where less used or redundant synaptic connections are gently weakened or eliminated. How does the brain efficiently decide which connections to strengthen and which to prune, ensuring its network remains optimized for efficiency and learning without becoming overwhelmed? This delicate balance between strengthening and pruning is crucial for effective learning and cognitive flexibility. And the intricate molecular signals that guide this process remain a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet growth and refined efficiency. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate when neural pathways softly blossom, understanding how your brain, through experience and gentle repetition, creates and strengthens the very roots of your thoughts, skills, and perceptions. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing this wondrous internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly shapes your every moment, allowing you to learn and grow throughout your entire life. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle river, perpetually carving new, deeper channels as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself for boundless growth, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the most familiar corners of your own being, forever shaping the world you gently experience and inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of neural pathways softly blossoming. As you drift, let's bring our focus to the unseen, yet incredibly powerful, force that sculpts these pathways, transforming faint impressions into enduring abilities. Imagine a gentle stream, tirelessly flowing over soft earth. Each passing drop seems insignificant, but with continuous, patient repetition, the stream gradually carves a deeper, clearer channel, becoming a strong, defined current. This is the serene essence of repetition's invisible strength, how the ceaseless, gentle act of doing something again and again quietly forges and refines the intricate connections within your brain, creating enduring change. The profound capacity of your brain to rewire itself, this remarkable neuroplasticity, relies heavily on a fundamental principle: neurons that fire together, wire together. Imagine countless tiny neurons, like individual lights in a vast, intricate circuit. When you engage in a thought, a sensation, or a movement, specific groups of these neurons become active, sending electrical signals across their synaptic connections, causing them to fire. If these same groups of neurons are activated repeatedly, in a consistent pattern, the connections between them, the synapses, don't just stay the same. No, they subtly, yet profoundly, strengthen. It's like a quiet, continuous conversation between neurons, and the more they converse, the deeper their bond becomes. This strengthening of synaptic connections is known as synaptic plasticity, a beautiful term that whispers of the synapse's astonishing ability to change and adapt. This adaptation happens on a microscopic level, but its effects are immense. The sending neuron might begin to release more neurotransmitters, those tiny chemical messengers, across the synaptic gap. The receiving neuron might develop more receptors on its dendrites, becoming more sensitive and more adept at catching those chemical whispers. The synapse itself might even physically enlarge, creating a more robust bridge for future communication. These subtle, continuous adjustments, driven by repetition, ensure that information flows more efficiently and powerfully along those repeatedly activated pathways. Consider the gentle process of learning a new skill. Perhaps you're trying to perfect a delicate piece on a musical instrument, patiently practicing the same sequence of notes over and over. Initially, your fingers might stumble, your timing might be uncertain, and your conscious mind might struggle with every individual movement. The neural pathways associated with these new, complex actions are weak, tentative, like faint deer trails in that vast forest of your brain. Each time you play the sequence, those specific neurons fire together, and the connections between them gently strengthen. It's like a quiet sculptor, meticulously carving away tiny bits of material with each delicate stroke, gradually revealing the intended form. But then, as you continue your patient practice, as you repeat the movements again and again, something truly transformative occurs. Those once tentative pathways blossom. They become robust, efficient highways, allowing electrical signals to flow with astonishing speed and fluidity. The movements become automatic, effortless, requiring less and less conscious thought. Your fingers glide across the instrument with graceful precision, and the melody flows beautifully, almost as if your brain is playing it for you. This mastery, this fluidity, is the profound result of repetition's invisible strength, meticulously rewiring your brain for optimal performance. This continuous reshaping, this quiet blossoming of neural pathways, is not limited to formal learning or physical skills. No, it occurs in every aspect of your life, ceaselessly. Every thought you repeatedly think, every emotion you repeatedly feel, every belief you consistently hold, every habit you continuously engage in. All these experiences subtly contribute to strengthening specific neural pathways. If you consistently practice mindfulness and gentle breathing, the pathways associated with calm and focus will subtly strengthen. If you repeatedly engage in anxious thoughts, those pathways will also become more deeply ingrained. Your brain is a tireless learner, always adapting, always optimizing based on the patterns of your experience. It's like a peaceful river, whose continuous flow gradually deepens and widens its channels, making its journey more effortless and profound. Sometimes for better, sometimes for paths less desired, but always with serene dedication. A general historical fact that highlights the ancient intuitive understanding of repetition's power. Ancient philosophers and educators, long before the advent of neuroscience, intuitively understood the profound power of repetition for learning and character development. They emphasized rote memorization, daily practice, and the repeated recitation of texts, recognizing that these practices could deeply ingrain knowledge and virtues. A practical application of neuroplasticity even without the scientific language to describe it. Here's a lesser-known detail about repetition and neural efficiency. When a neural pathway is strengthened through repeated use, it often undergoes a process called myelination. Imagine myelin as a fatty, insulating sheath that wraps around the axons of neurons. Much like insulation around an electrical wire, myelination increases the speed and efficiency of electrical signal transmission along the axon, allowing messages to travel much faster and with less energy expenditure. This subtle, internal wiring upgrade is a quiet, continuous process, further enhancing the fluidity and automaticity of your learned skills and ingrained habits. It's like a diligent gardener not just making a path clearer, but also paving it with a perfectly smooth, efficient surface, ensuring effortless passage. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise molecular signals that initiate and maintain synaptic plasticity across the lifespan. How do specific patterns of neural activity, generated by learning or new experiences, lead to lasting changes in synaptic strength and the formation of new connections? What are the subtle biochemical cascades that translate transient electrical signals into enduring structural changes in the brain's intricate network? The precise mechanisms by which repetition shapes these processes, including the role of specific genes and proteins, remain a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet growth and refined efficiency. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate repetition's invisible strength, understanding how the ceaseless, gentle act of doing something again and again quietly forges and refines the intricate connections within your brain. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing this wondrous internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly shapes your every thought, your every skill, and your every perception, allowing you to learn and grow throughout your entire life. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle stream, perpetually carving new, deeper channels, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself for boundless growth, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the most familiar corners of your own being, forever shaping the world you gently experience and inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of repetition's invisible strength, constantly sculpting your brain. As you drift, let's turn our attention to one of the most poignant and inspiring aspects of this brain, rewiring its astonishing ability to find new pathways, to gracefully adapt and even flourish. After moments of unexpected challenge or loss, imagine a beloved garden where a familiar path is suddenly obscured by a gentle rockfall. Instead of giving up, the resilient plants subtly reroute their roots, finding new ways to draw nourishment, eventually blossoming in new, unexpected directions. This is the serene essence of luminous healing from subtle shadows. How your brain, with profound patience, rebuilds and reorients itself after injury or the quiet cessation of a sensory input. For a long time, it was believed that if a part of the adult brain was damaged, or if a sensory input like vision or hearing was lost, the functions associated with that area or sense were permanently gone. The brain was thought to be a fixed, unchangeable structure once childhood passed. However, the profound reality of neuroplasticity has gently overturned this notion, revealing a brain that is continuously, beautifully adaptable, even in the face of significant challenges. It's a testament to the quiet, inherent wisdom of your own being, always seeking paths of healing and resilience. Consider the gentle process of recovery after a stroke. A stroke occurs when blood flow to a part of the brain is interrupted, causing some brain cells to be deprived of oxygen and gently cease to function. This can lead to a sudden loss of abilities, such as movement on one side of the body, or the ability to speak fluently. In the past, recovery was often seen as limited, primarily through compensating with unaffected areas. But now, we understand the profound role of neuroplasticity. Imagine the damaged neural pathways as a gentle, blocked stream. The brain, with immense patience, begins to subtly reroute its signals, forming new connections, strengthening alternative pathways, or even recruiting nearby, healthy brain regions to take over the functions of the damaged area. Through gentle, repetitive therapy, patient movements, quiet speech exercises, the brain gradually, miraculously, builds these new detours, allowing lost functions to slowly, serenely, it's like a quiet river. When its familiar path is gently obstructed, patiently finding a new, equally beautiful course through the landscape. Another profound example is the brain's adaptation to sensory loss. Imagine someone who, over time, gently loses their sense of sight. While the primary visual cortex no longer receives input from the eyes, it doesn't simply become dormant. Instead, this powerful brain region can be repurposed by other senses. For instance, studies have shown that in individuals who are blind, the visual cortex can become active when they engage in tactile tasks, like reading Braille, or when processing auditory information, such as locating sounds in space. The brain, in its profound adaptability, reorganizes its sensory processing, allowing the sense of touch or hearing to be subtly enhanced, taking over functions once performed by vision. It's like a vast, serene garden, where if one section gently fades, the surrounding plants subtly expand their roots, drawing nourishment from new sources, ensuring the garden's vitality remains profound and vibrant. This ability of the brain to reorganize itself, to create luminous healing from subtle shadows, is driven by the very same principles of synaptic plasticity and the formation of new neural pathways that we've explored. When one pathway is weakened or lost, the brain's inherent drive for efficiency and function gently encourages the strengthening of alternative connections, or the development of entirely new ones. The repetition of new behaviors, the patient engagement in rehabilitative exercises, or the conscious focus on developing alternative senses, all provide the gentle nudge that guides the brain's rewiring process, allowing it to adapt and thrive. It's a continuous, silent act of self-renewal, constantly seeking harmony and function even in the face of profound change. Consider the gentle courage of individuals who, through patience and persistence, guide their brains through these remarkable processes of recovery and adaptation. Their dedication is a testament to the profound potential inherent in every human mind, a quiet strength that blossoms even amidst moments of challenge. It reminds us that our brains are not fragile, but incredibly resilient, capable of continuous transformation and unexpected acts of self-healing, guided by an innate wisdom, a general historical fact that highlights the shift in medical understanding. For much of medical history, neurological damage, particularly from stroke or severe brain injury, was often viewed with a sense of irreversible permanence, with limited hope for significant functional recovery. The modern understanding of neuroplasticity has revolutionized rehabilitation, offering profound hope and guiding therapeutic approaches that actively leverage the brain's capacity for self-rewiring, patiently coaxing new pathways into existence. Here's a lesser-known detail about the brain's cross-sensory plasticity. In individuals who are congenitally deaf, the auditory cortex, which would normally process sounds, can become active when they process visual motion or even peripheral vision. This means that parts of the brain typically reserved for hearing can be repurposed to enhance visual processing, allowing deaf individuals to have subtly enhanced peripheral awareness or motion detection. It's like a quiet, internal orchestra, where if one section is silent, the other sections subtly adjust their performance, finding new harmonies and enhancing their own capabilities to compensate, creating a new, equally beautiful symphony of perception. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise limits and optimal conditions for brain plasticity after severe injury. What are the specific molecular and cellular signals that enable such extensive rewiring? And how can we best harness these natural processes through therapeutic interventions? Can we truly regrow lost brain cells? Or is it primarily about strengthening and repurposing existing connections? The intricate dance of repair, reorganization, and adaptation at the cellular level remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet growth and profound resilience. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate this luminous healing from subtle shadows, understanding how your brain, with profound patience, rebuilds and reorients itself after challenge or loss. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing this wondrous internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly shapes your every moment, allowing you to adapt, heal, and flourish throughout your entire life. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle river, finding new, beautiful courses, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself for resilience and luminous healing, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the face of profound change, forever shaping the gentle narrative of your life, inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of your brain's astonishing capacity for luminous healing and adaptation. As you drift, let's continue our contemplation of this remarkable ability, extending it beyond moments of challenge to the entire tapestry of your life. Imagine a serene river, constantly flowing, perpetually carving new channels, reshaping its banks, and finding new currents with every passing season. This is the serene essence of the brain's lifelong, quietly bending flow. How its profound adaptability persists throughout your entire existence, ensuring you are always capable of learning, growing, and transforming with effortless grace, from your very first breath to your most peaceful moments of reflection. For a long time, there was a prevailing belief that neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and reorganize itself, was primarily limited to childhood and adolescence. It was thought that once a certain age was reached, the brain became largely hardwired, its structure fixed, and its capacity for significant new learning or adaptation diminished. This view, like a quiet, ancient wall, seemed to define a rigid boundary to intellectual growth and personal transformation in later life. However, modern neuroscience, through patient observation and gentle experimentation, has profoundly revealed that this wall is merely an illusion. The truth is far more wondrous and liberating. Your brain retains its remarkable capacity for neuroplasticity throughout your entire lifespan. This means that the ability to form new neural pathways, to strengthen existing connections, and even to gently prune away less used ones is a continuous, lifelong process. Every new book you read, every new skill you acquire, every new conversation you engage in, every new place you visit, every new perspective you consider, all these experiences subtly, yet profoundly, reshape the intricate network of your brain. It's not about cramming information into a fixed container. It's about the very container itself continuously expanding, refining, and reorganizing to accommodate and integrate the richness of your ongoing experiences. It's like a quiet, internal sculptor whose masterpiece is never truly finished, always open to new, gentle refinements. Consider the gentle act of learning a new language in adulthood. Initially, the unfamiliar sounds and complex grammar might feel challenging, even overwhelming. Your brain, accustomed to the well-worn pathways of your native tongue, might struggle to form the new connections needed for this foreign melody. But with patient practice, softly listening to unfamiliar words, gently sounding them out, tirelessly engaging in conversation, something miraculous unfolds. New neural pathways dedicated to processing these sounds and constructing these grammatical structures begin to form. Existing connections subtly strengthen, becoming more efficient. Over time, those once challenging words flow more easily. The unfamiliar grammar begins to feel intuitive, and you find yourself gracefully navigating new linguistic landscapes. This is your brain, in its profound wisdom, actively rewiring itself for a new kind of communication, a testament to its lifelong capacity for growth. This continuous capacity for rewiring is also profoundly important for your emotional well-being. Lifelong neuroplasticity means that you are not simply defined by past experiences or old habits. Your brain retains the remarkable ability to form new emotional responses, to gently shift perspectives, and to cultivate new patterns of thought, even in areas that might have felt rigidly set. Through practices like mindfulness, meditation, or gently engaging with new experiences, you can subtly reshape the neural pathways associated with stress or anxiety, strengthening those linked to calm, resilience, and positive contemplation. It's like tending to a vast, serene garden, where even old, deep-seated roots can be gently redirected, allowing new, vibrant blossoms to emerge. The understanding of lifelong neuroplasticity has revolutionized fields far beyond just neuroscience. It has transformed education, emphasizing that learning is not just for the young, but a continuous journey of growth and discovery across all ages. It has impacted therapy and rehabilitation, offering profound hope for recovery and adaptation after injury or neurological conditions, by actively leveraging the brain's innate ability to find new pathways. It reminds us that potential is not finite, but a boundless river, always ready to carve new, wondrous channels, perpetually unfurling throughout your entire existence. A general historical fact that highlights this paradigm shift: the concept of adult neurogenesis, the formation of new neurons in certain parts of the adult brain, like the hippocampus crucial for memory and learning, was a particularly significant discovery in the late 20th century. For decades, it was thought that adult brains could not produce new neurons. The quiet revelation that they can, albeit in limited regions, provided powerful evidence for the brain's continuous capacity for change and renewal, even at its most fundamental cellular level. Here's a lesser-known detail about lifelong plasticity in everyday life. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, like learning a musical instrument, solving puzzles, reading new and challenging books, or even simply having complex social interactions, helps to maintain and enhance brain plasticity throughout your life. These activities provide the gentle, consistent stimulation that encourages neurons to form new connections and strengthen existing ones, ensuring your brain remains vibrant and adaptable. It's like a quiet exercise, keeping the mind nimble and strong, perpetually ready for new adventures. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise mechanisms that regulate lifelong neuroplasticity, particularly how the balance between strengthening new connections and gently pruning old ones is maintained as we age. How do factors like sleep, nutrition, physical activity, and stress subtly influence these lifelong processes? And can we develop even more gentle and effective strategies to enhance brain plasticity for learning, memory, and cognitive resilience in later life? The intricate dance of molecular signals and environmental influences that guide this continuous process remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and its boundless capacity for quiet, enduring growth. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate the brain's lifelong, quietly bending flow, recognizing how its profound adaptability persists throughout your entire existence. Feel the profound peace that comes from understanding that your brain is always capable of learning, growing, and transforming, ensuring you are perpetually evolving with effortless grace. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle river endlessly carving new channels as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself for boundless growth and lifelong learning, is now your lullaby. A soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the familiar contours of your own being, forever shaping the gentle narrative of your life, inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of your brain's lifelong bending flow. As you drift, Let's bring our contemplation to one of the most practical and profound aspects of this remarkable adaptability: how your brain constantly, patiently, shapes your daily behaviors, transforming actions into automatic rhythms, and how, with gentle intention, you can guide it to cultivate new, beneficial patterns, allowing new pathways to quietly blossom. Imagine a well-worn path through a peaceful garden, deeply etched by countless footsteps. This is akin to an old habit. Now, picture yourself gently, persistently, carving a new, parallel path, softer at first, but gradually becoming clearer and more defined with each purposeful step. This is the serene essence of where old habits and new paths gently meet. A continuous process of shaping your inner landscape. Habits are the quiet architects of our daily lives, those automatic behaviors that we perform with little conscious thought. From the gentle ritual of brewing your morning tea to the familiar route you take to a beloved park. Countless actions are guided by deeply ingrained neural pathways. When you repeatedly perform an action, the neurons involved in that specific sequence fire together again and again, strengthening their connections. As we gently explored, over time, these pathways become incredibly efficient, requiring minimal mental effort. This automaticity is a profound gift from your brain, freeing up your conscious mind for more complex thoughts and creative endeavors. It's like a quiet, internal autopilot, allowing you to navigate familiar terrain with effortless grace. However, sometimes these deeply ingrained pathways, these old habits, may no longer serve your deepest well-being. Perhaps a particular routine leads to subtle discomfort, or a familiar thought pattern no longer brings peace. The wondrous truth of neuroplasticity, of your brain's lifelong capacity for change, means that you're never truly stuck with old habits. Your brain retains the remarkable ability to gently prune away less beneficial connections and to actively forge new ones, creating fresh, more harmonious pathways. It's like a wise gardener, gently redirecting the flow of water to nourish new, vibrant blossoms, allowing older, less fruitful plants to quietly reseed. The process of forming a new habit is a beautiful, patient dance with your brain's inherent plasticity. It begins with conscious intention, a gentle decision to cultivate a new rhythm. Imagine yourself gently taking the very first steps on that new, parallel path in the garden. Each time you choose the new behavior, even if it feels awkward or requires significant effort initially, you are subtly activating a new set of neural connections. These connections are weak and tentative at first, easily overshadowed by the well-worn grooves of the old habit. But with consistent, gentle repetition, those new connections begin to strengthen. Neurons fire together in the new sequence, and their synapses slowly, patiently, become more robust and efficient. Consider the gentle practice of cultivating a new, peaceful morning routine. Perhaps instead of immediately reaching for your phone, you gently choose to sit by a window and observe the quiet unfolding of the day. The first few times, your brain might subtly nudge you towards the old habit, the familiar digital pull. But each morning, you gently choose the new, peaceful action. You're strengthening the neural pathway for that new behavior. Over time, that new pathway becomes more defined, more automatic, until the quiet ritual of observing the dawn becomes an effortless, comforting start to your day. This is your brain actively rewiring itself, slowly shifting its preferences, guided by your gentle, persistent choices. Conversely, the process of breaking an old habit also leverages neuroplasticity, but in a slightly different way. It's not about violently erasing the old pathway, for deeply ingrained connections are never truly deleted. Instead, it's about making the old pathway less active, allowing it to gently weaken through disuse, while simultaneously strengthening a new, alternative pathway. Each time you choose not to engage in the old habit and instead divert your attention or action to the new, desired behavior, you are subtly reinforcing the new path and allowing the old one to become less dominant. It's like a quiet stream, gently diverting its flow to a new channel. The old channel doesn't disappear, but its waters flow less vigorously, slowly allowing nature to reclaim its banks. This profound capacity for shaping your habits and cultivating new paths is a testament to the continuous, lifelong adaptability of your brain. It means that you possess an inherent power to gently guide your own evolution, to refine your responses, and to transform your daily rhythms in ways that bring greater peace, well-being, and alignment with your deepest intentions. Your brain is not a static destiny. It is a dynamic, living landscape, perpetually open to your gentle influence. A general historical fact that highlights this understanding of habit ancient philosophers and spiritual traditions, long before neuroscience, intuitively understood the profound power of habit formation for shaping character and virtue. They emphasized consistent practice, discipline, and the repetition of desired actions to cultivate a harmonious inner life. Recognizing the deep influence of repeated actions on one's very being, here's a lesser-known detail about habits and brain efficiency. Habits are incredibly efficient from an energy perspective. Once a behavior becomes habitual, your brain expends significantly less energy to perform it compared to when you first learned it, or when you consciously override an old habit. This energy saving is a key reason why your brain so readily forms habits. It's a silent optimization process, allowing your conscious mind to be free for new, complex challenges. It's like a quiet, internal engineer, always seeking the most streamlined pathways to conserve precious resources. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise molecular and cellular mechanisms by which habit memories are encoded and stored in different brain regions, e.g. the basal ganglia compared to declarative memories, conscious recall of facts and events. How does the brain differentiate between these types of learning? And how does it shift control from conscious effort to automatic habit? The intricate interplay between different brain networks in habit formation and breaking remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work in shaping our everyday reality. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate where old habits and new paths gently meet, understanding how your brain constantly, patiently, shapes your daily behaviors. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing this wondrous internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly allows you to cultivate new, beneficial patterns, allowing new pathways to quietly blossom throughout your life. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle river endlessly carving new channels, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your brain, perpetually rewiring itself to shape your habits and create new paths, is now your lullaby, a soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the familiar contours of your own being, forever shaping the gentle narrative of your life, inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of how old habits and new paths gently meet within your brain. As you drift, let's expand our contemplation to the profound truth that you, through your gentle focus and sustained attention, hold a unique and wondrous power to subtly direct this continuous rewiring. Imagine your mind not as a wild, untamed forest, but as a vast, serene garden, where your conscious attention acts as a gentle gardener, patiently guiding the tendrils of growth, nurturing new blossoms, and quietly shaping the very landscape of your inner world. This is the serene essence of your personal will's quiet universe, where your intention and awareness guide the brain's boundless capacity for self-creation. For a long time, it was believed that the brain's plasticity was largely an automatic, unconscious process, responding primarily to external stimuli and general experiences. While much of your brain's tireless work certainly unfolds in the hidden depths of your subconscious, modern neuroscience has gently revealed a profound and empowering truth. Your conscious attention and sustained intention can act as powerful, yet gentle forces, subtly directing the very pathways that strengthen and weaken within your neural network. You're not merely a passive recipient of your brain's activity. You're an active, graceful participant in its continuous reshaping. Consider the gentle act of focusing your attention. When you choose to direct your awareness towards a particular thought, sensation, or activity, you are subtly increasing the neural activity in the brain regions associated with that experience. Imagine those neurons, those tiny lights in your brain, beginning to flicker more intensely, sending their messages across their synaptic connections with greater frequency and vigor. This increased activity, sustained over time by your gentle attention, provides the very signal that encourages those specific synapses to strengthen, those neural pathways to deepen. It's like a quiet, guiding hand, gently coaxing a tiny stream to flow more robustly in a desired direction, eventually carving a clearer, more defined channel. This means that the thoughts you choose to gently cultivate, the experiences you choose to intentionally engage with, and the skills you patiently practice are all subtly shaping your brain's architecture. If you consistently direct your attention towards feelings of gratitude and peace, the neural pathways associated with those positive emotional states will subtly strengthen, making it easier for your brain to access and experience them in the future. Conversely, if your attention consistently lingers on worry or distress, those pathways, too, can inadvertently become more deeply ingrained. Your attention is like gentle sunlight, nourishing the blossoms you choose to illuminate in the garden of your mind. The concept of mindfulness is a beautiful example of this principle in practice. By gently bringing your attention to the present moment, observing your breath, your sensations, or the sounds around you without judgment, you are actively cultivating new neural pathways associated with calm, focus, and non-reactivity. This patient, repetitive redirection of attention gradually strengthens the brain regions involved in emotional regulation and self-awareness, allowing you to respond to life's gentle currents with greater serenity and wisdom. It's like patiently tilling a new section of the garden, preparing the soil for new, peaceful growth. Your willpower, when exercised with gentle consistency, also plays a crucial role. It's not about forceful effort, but about making gentle, intentional choices, even when they feel challenging. Each time you choose to override an old habit and engage in a new, desired behavior, you're providing the subtle nudge that directs your brain's rewiring. It requires patience, persistence, and a gentle understanding of your brain's natural inclination towards established patterns. But with each intentional step, you are actively participating in the creation of a more harmonious and resourceful inner landscape. This profound understanding that your personal will can subtly influence the very architecture of your brain offers an immense sense of empowerment and continuous possibility. It reminds you that your potential for growth, for transformation, and for shaping your inner world is not fixed, but boundless. You're not merely a product of your past experiences. You're a co-creator of your future self, constantly, quietly sculpting your own neurological destiny through your choices and your gentle focus. A general historical fact that highlights the ancient intuitive understanding of this many ancient philosophical and spiritual traditions, long before neuroscience, understood the profound power of focused attention and conscious practice in shaping the mind and character. Practices like meditation, contemplation, and mindful living were intuitively understood to cultivate inner peace and wisdom, reflecting an ancient, practical application of the very principles of neuroplasticity and the power of personal will. Here's a lesser-known detail about the subtle influence of intention on brain activity. Research has shown that merely intending to perform a new movement, even without physically executing it, can subtly activate and strengthen the associated neural pathways in your brain. This mental practice or visualization can prime your brain for learning, subtly preparing it for future physical actions, demonstrating the profound power of your quiet intention to initiate neurological changes. It's like gently watering a seed, nurturing its potential before it even sprouts above the soil. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise extent to which top-down conscious control, like attention and willpower, can influence specific molecular and cellular changes in synaptic plasticity, particularly in different brain regions. How exactly do conscious intentions translate into the subtle biochemical signals that strengthen or weaken neural connections? The intricate interplay between conscious awareness and unconscious neurological processes in guiding brain rewiring remains a fascinating and complex area of study, revealing the subtle wisdom of our brain's tireless work and the profound interplay of mind and matter. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate your personal will's quiet universe, understanding how your intention and attention subtly guide the brain's boundless capacity for self-creation. Feel the profound peace that comes from recognizing this wondrous internal artistry, this continuous act of creation that quietly shapes your inner landscape, allowing you to grow and transform with effortless grace. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of a gentle gardener patiently tending to a blossoming garden, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet artistry of your personal will, perpetually sculpting your brain for profound growth, is now your lullaby, a soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the most familiar corners of your own being, forever shaping the gentle narrative of your life, inviting you to dream of all the new pathways yet to be softly forged. You're floating deeper now, gently carried by the quiet understanding of your personal will's universe, capable of shaping your magnificent brain. As you drift, let's turn our gentle gaze towards the subtle mysteries that continue to shroud the boundless potential of neuroplasticity, the profound questions that guide our ongoing exploration into the brain's capacity for transformation. Imagine a vast, serene, cosmic tapestry, mostly woven with familiar threads, but with certain shimmering patterns that whisper of possibilities yet fully understood. inviting perpetual contemplation rather than demanding immediate answers. This is the serene essence of whispers from limitless potential, where not every secret needs to be fully revealed, allowing gentle curiosity to forever blossom at the edges of our understanding, perpetually guiding the future of brain science. Even with the extraordinary advancements in neuroscience and the patient accumulation of research, the full scope of your brain's ability to rewire itself remains beautifully enigmatic. While we understand the fundamental principles of how neurons form connections and how experience can sculpt pathways, certain profound aspects continue to elude our complete grasp, inviting us to embrace the comfortable solace of gentle, unfolding mystery. One of the most persistent unanswered questions is the true limit of neuroplasticity. While we know the brain can change throughout life, are there ultimate boundaries to this capacity? Can any skill be learned, any memory formed, or any old habit truly reshaped, given enough gentle practice and dedicated attention, or are there subtle biological or developmental constraints that, like soft, unseen currents, subtly guide the pathways of change, ensuring the brain maintains its fundamental, stable architecture? This quiet inquiry delves into the very essence of human potential, seeking to understand the ultimate reach of our capacity for growth and adaptation. It's like exploring a vast, serene garden, wondering if there's a hidden corner where any seed, no matter how exotic, could eventually bloom. Another subtle mystery concerns the optimal conditions for neuroplasticity. How can we best harness the brain's innate ability to rewire itself for learning, healing, and personal growth? Are there specific types of gentle stimulation, particular rhythms of practice, or nuanced emotional states that uniquely enhance the brain's capacity for beneficial change? Scientists are patiently researching the subtle interplay of factors like sleep, nutrition, physical activity, and mindfulness, seeking to understand how these daily rhythms subtly influence the brain's capacity to form new, vibrant connections. It's like trying to understand the perfect blend of sunlight, water, and soil that allows a rare and beautiful flower to flourish most exquisitely. Then there's the intriguing question of individual variability. Why do some individuals seem to exhibit greater neuroplasticity than others? Are there subtle genetic predispositions, unique life experiences, or specific environmental influences that gently predispose certain brains to be more adaptable, more resilient in the face of change, or more adept at learning new skills? Understanding these individual differences could provide profound insights into personalized approaches to education, therapy, and cognitive enhancement. This subtle variation, this unique signature of each brain's capacity for change, adds another layer of intricate beauty to the cosmic puzzle of human consciousness. This acceptance of lingering questions is not a sign of scientific failure, but a testament to the profound nature of neurological inquiry itself. Not every mystery needs an immediate, definitive answer. Sometimes, the beauty lies in the very act of gentle contemplation, in the quiet pursuit of understanding, knowing that some truths may simply unfold over vast stretches of time, or remain eternally veiled in the enigmatic fabric of the brain's deepest complexities. It encourages a healthy curiosity, a gentle openness to the unknown, and a profound respect for the inherent mysteries that constantly invite us to push the boundaries of our understanding, perpetually guiding the future of brain science. Consider the gentle reassurance found in unresolved puzzles. They remind us that the story of human knowledge is not a finite book with a concluding chapter, but an endless, ever-expanding scroll, continuously being written, always holding new wonders and new questions. This allows for a perpetual sense of discovery, a quiet invitation to remain curious, to keep exploring, to keep wondering about the silent whispers from the very edges of our neurological understanding. It's like gazing at a starlit sky, knowing that countless stars and galaxies exist beyond your visible reach, their mysteries inviting endless dreams and prompting continuous, gentle inquiry, forever fueling the quest for deeper understanding of the mind. A general historical fact that highlights the enduring nature of brain mysteries. Despite centuries of study, the human brain remains perhaps the most complex object in the known universe. Many fundamental questions about consciousness, memory, and learning continue to inspire generations of scientists, demonstrating that its profound mysteries are far from fully unraveled, perpetually inviting new, gentle insights and patient exploration. Here's a lesser-known detail about neuroplasticity, and the sense's research into individuals who are born blind has shown remarkable cross-modal plasticity, where parts of the visual cortex normally processing sight can be repurposed by the brain to process auditory or tactile information, sometimes leading to enhanced hearing or touch. This profound reorganization, driven by the brain's inherent drive to make the most of available sensory input, highlights its astonishing adaptability and its boundless capacity to find new ways of experiencing the world, even in the absence of a primary sense. It's like a quiet, internal orchestra whose instruments can subtly change their roles, creating new harmonies when a section is silent. And for an ongoing academic debate, neuroscientists are still actively researching the precise molecular and genetic factors that contribute to individual differences in neuroplasticity. Why do some individuals respond more readily to cognitive training or rehabilitation efforts than others? What are the subtle genetic switches or epigenetic modifications that can gently influence the brain's capacity for change over a lifetime? Understanding these intricate variations is crucial for tailoring personalized interventions and unlocking the full potential for brain health and growth in every individual. It's a complex, beautiful puzzle, gently inviting us to understand the subtle wisdom of our brain's unique and ever-evolving potential. So, as you continue to drift, allow your mind to gently contemplate these whispers from limitless potential, understanding that not every secret about your magnificent brain needs to be fully revealed for wonder to blossom. Feel the profound peace that comes from embracing the unknown, knowing that your brain's capacity for transformation and growth is vast and beautifully mysterious. Let this understanding cradle your consciousness, like the serene, unwavering rhythm of gentle inquiry, as you gently surrender to the peaceful, restorative depths of slumber. The quiet hum of your brain's boundless potential, a testament to its profound and continuous self-creation, is now your lullaby, a soft reassurance that wonder and mystery exist even in the deepest, most hidden corners of your own being, forever guiding us towards a serene future filled with boundless discovery and gentle insights into the intricate tapestry of the mind. You're at the very edge of wakefulness now, poised delicately between the gentle hum of the fading world and the profound quiet of approaching slumber. We have embarked on a remarkable journey together, exploring the extraordinary artistry of your brain, tracing how it constantly creates the reality you perceive. We began with the subtle whispers from your senses, explored the meticulous way your brain sculpts visual reality, gently uncovered the luminous, reconstructive nature of your memories, and understood the clever, quiet shortcuts your thoughts often take. We then acknowledged how your emotions subtly tint your perception and peered into the vast, personal universe of belief your brain diligently builds. We then contemplated the deep, silent work of your subconscious, where much of this profound artistry unfolds beyond your direct awareness. Finally, we turned our gentle gaze to the subtle mysteries that still shroud the boundless potential of neuroplasticity, revealing the quiet elegance of its limitless capacity for transformation. Now, let's bring this wondrous exploration to a serene close, weaving together these profound insights about your brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself with the ultimate peace found in sleep. Recall that initial understanding, the quiet wonder of learning a new skill, a testament to your brain's astonishing ability to constantly reshape itself. We unveiled how your brain is not a fixed structure, but a living, breathing landscape, perpetually adapting and blossoming with every new experience, its inherent flexibility known as neuroplasticity. This profound capacity for change is a continuous act of creation, silently shaping your every thought, action, and perception, ensuring your inner world remains vibrant and responsive. We then journeyed into the very fabric of this wondrous internal world, exploring the tiny, intricate components that form the foundation of all thought, your neurons and their countless synapses. We understood how these delicate messengers, through repeated whispers and gentle dances, begin to forge enduring pathways, transforming fleeting moments into lasting abilities. This continuous reshaping of connections, known as synaptic plasticity, is the fundamental basis of all learning and memory, ensuring that information flows efficiently and powerfully along well-worn routes. Our contemplation then led us to repetition's invisible strength, the unseen yet powerful force that sculpts these pathways. We discovered how the ceaseless, gentle act of doing something again and again quietly forges and refines the intricate connections within your brain, creating enduring change. This relentless practice transforms tentative pathways into robust, efficient highways, allowing skills to become automatic and thoughts to flow with effortless grace. We then turned to one of the most poignant aspects of brain rewiring, its astonishing capacity for luminous healing from subtle shadows. We learned how your brain can find new pathways, gracefully adapt, and even flourish after moments of unexpected challenge or loss, such as recovery from a stroke or adaptation to sensory loss. This profound resilience is a testament to your brain's ability to rebuild and reorient itself, always seeking paths of healing and function. Our journey revealed the brain's lifelong, quietly bending flow, extending its remarkable adaptability beyond moments of challenge to the entire tapestry of your life. We understood that your brain retains its capacity for significant new learning and transformation throughout your entire existence, constantly forming and refining pathways, ensuring you are perpetually evolving with effortless grace and boundless potential. We then brought our contemplation to the practical and profound aspect of how old habits and new paths gently meet. We recognized how your brain constantly, patiently, shapes your daily behaviors, transforming actions into automatic rhythms. And we understood how, with gentle intention and consistent repetition, you can actively guide your brain to prune away less beneficial connections and cultivate new, more harmonious patterns, allowing new pathways to quietly blossom. Our journey also expanded to the profound truth that your personal will's quiet universe holds a unique and wondrous power. We saw how your conscious attention and sustained intention can act as gentle forces, subtly directing the continuous rewiring of your brain. This empowers you to gently guide your own evolution, shaping your inner landscape and realizing your boundless potential for growth and transformation. making you an active participant in your brain's continuous self-creation. Finally, we turned our gentle gaze to the whispers from limitless potential, acknowledging that subtle mysteries still shroud the boundless capabilities of neuroplasticity. We understood that questions about its true limits, optimal conditions, and individual variability continue to guide our cosmic curiosity. These unanswered questions are not flaws, but invitations to embrace the quiet elegance of the brain's enduring enigmas, ensuring that wonder and profound understanding flow endlessly, perpetually guiding the future of brain science. Now, as you stand at the very threshold of sleep, poised delicately between the gentle understanding we've gathered and the profound rest that awaits, consider this the journey through your brain's magnificent ability to rewire itself, its boundless capacity for growth, and its enduring mysteries is a profound metaphor for the quiet surrender of sleep itself. Just as your brain tirelessly works to reshape its pathways and strengthen its connections, sleep invites you to release the active control of your waking mind, allowing a deeper, more restorative process to unfold. You don't force your brain to rewire itself, just as you don't force yourself to sleep. The process happens naturally, gracefully, when the conditions are right, when your mind finds a state of gentle acceptance and profound trust. Allow your waking thoughts, your day's concerns, your conscious efforts to gently soften, to release their rigid forms, just as old neural pathways gently yield to new ones. Let your worries and anxieties flow away, effortlessly merging with the vast, quiet expanse of your inner stillness, like the gentle pruning of less used connections. Sleep, my friend, is your brain's ultimate act of self-renewal. It is the time when your magnificent neural garden performs its most intricate and profound work, largely beyond your conscious awareness. During the quiet hours of slumber, your brain is tirelessly consolidating memories, strengthening the connections that are crucial for learning, and delicately pruning those that are no longer needed, ensuring that your knowledge is robust and your mind remains agile. It's like a quiet gardener, meticulously tending to the roots and blossoms in the serene darkness, preparing the garden for the vibrant growth of a new day. Furthermore, sleep is when your brain engages in deep, restorative processes. It flushes away metabolic waste products that accumulate during waking hours, allowing your neurons to function optimally. It rebalances neurotransmitter levels, ensuring your emotions and thoughts can flow harmoniously. It recalibrates your emotional responses, allowing you to process the day's experiences with greater peace and perspective. This profound nocturnal rewiring ensures that when you gently awaken, your brain is not just rested, but subtly transformed, more efficient, more adaptable, and more ready to embrace the wonders of a new day. The very essence of neuroplasticity, this beautiful capacity for continuous change, means that every night of sleep is an opportunity for your brain to gently reshape itself, making you a slightly new, more integrated version of yourself with each dawn. This quiet transformation, happening in the silent depths of your slumber, is a testament to your brain's boundless potential and its inherent drive for growth and well-being. It is a continuous, profound act of self-creation, ensuring that you are always capable of learning, adapting, and blossoming throughout your entire life. So, gently, allow your mind to drift. Let the understanding of these beautiful scientific truths, woven into a poetic tapestry, lull you deeper and deeper. The quiet artistry of your brain, its tireless ability to rewire itself, and the profound wisdom it bestows. These are now soothing currents, carrying your consciousness into the boundless, peaceful depths of slumber. Feel the vastness of the ocean of dreams, the gentle warmth of perfect stillness, the quiet embrace of endless understanding, embracing you as you surrender fully to the restorative power of sleep. Your journey is complete, and you are perfectly at peace, melting gently into the boundless, tranquil sea of dreams, ready for the quiet awakening of a new, refreshed dawn, bringing the wisdom of neuroplasticity back to the vibrant surface of your awareness, ready to gently forge new pathways in the coming light.